What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Series of What's on Your Mind. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV, and I am Carl. Let me ask you, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing all right. I want to say thanks to my guest we had on the program last week, which was DJ Sopula, African brother. He was marvelous. So we say big shout out to you, DJ, and all his family. Let me say big shout out to you guys who tune into the program. Let me say thank you, massive respect, and keep tuning to the program. This is a live stream, I should say. So if you see a little bit of that, it is a live stream. And I want to say big shout out to my very good friend Errol Taylor. So how you doing? Big shout out to you. Errol Taylor is my very, very good friend that we've worked with over the years. And we got a couple of tunes that we put out about 2018. One track is called You Left Me for Paris. There's another track about Nelson Mandela, Set Your Spirit Free, taken from an album called Guitar. So you can check that out. Actually wasn't an album, it was an EP. So you can check that out. It is still there. You can still find it on YouTube and all the download sites, so you can still check that out. Also want to say big shout out to Mr. Carlos Gabinan down in Jamaica. Big shout out to you. So thanks for supporting this program. Also want to say big shout out to you, Denton. Respect, sir, wherever you are. God bless you. The Richards family want to say big shout out to you. Hope everything is all right with you. And as I say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. And all you guys who actually subscribe to the program, let me say big shout out to you. All you guys who keep sharing the program, let me say big shout out. Also want to say big shout out to Mr. Legendary Bassman, Amlock. How you doing, sir? Good afternoon, wherever you are. God bless you. A wonderful guest in the studio this afternoon. She is one of the best in the business. She's a sound engineer. She's a producer. She's an agent. She's a manager. And she has done a lot over the years. And she's only young. The wonderful Vachella. How you doing, girl?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to Breakthrough TV.
Thank you. I'm so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
I'm all right, you know.
You're all right.
I'm good, yeah.
How's your day been?
Relaxing. I've been chilling, just
You've been
trying
chilling.
to sort out for tonight.
I know you're going to tell me you're nervous. Don't be nervous. Because when anybody come in the studio, I don't make them feel nervous because we just relax and chill. And,
It is relaxing,
and we
it's
laughed
all
a lot,
right.
you know what I mean? That is the thing about this show. We laugh and we enjoy ourselves a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just overthinking it.
You're just overthinking
First
it.
time on the screen.
Yeah. It's absolutely. And you've worked with actually some of the best in the business as well. You know what I mean? So
exciting.
you're the real person behind all these giants of our artists, aren't you?
I don't know about that.
I definitely say so. You're the real star. Even though you like to say we never see you guys because you're in the background, but you're the real star.
You've got the best job.
You got the best job. Yeah. You love
definitely. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on.
Yeah.
As you know, I always look at a couple of things that's happening in the news.
Yeah.
You can comment if you want to. If you don't want to, we can still carry on. You don't have to comment, yeah, man.
Right.
So, as you know, guys, as I say, I always look at a couple of things that's happening across the world. And this week, wow, I go to South Africa. Now, South Africa is having its election today, the 29th of May. Yes. And it will be very tough for the ANC, you know what I mean? And they had a majority many years ago, and it's the 7th democratic election in South Africa since the end of apartheid in 1994. So we hope that goes all very well. Anything about elections? And we're having elections in this country as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's coming up now, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's also elections in the United States coming up.
Oh, yeah.
There's
There's a lot
elections.
going on.
There's election everywhere. And you see all these guys now. They're kissing babies and all that. They're kissing babies and they're going around the factories. Yeah, they're going around the factories and they what you call soaking up. Can I say that?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
Getting everyone's, good votes.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I am lost because this time I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I really don't. I always voted because one of the reasons why I always vote, I know people has fought, or women and the civil rights people and all those sort of things in America has fought for the right to get the vote.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons, and people has died for getting the vote.
Yeah.
So that is what an African American, even African Caribbean or wherever you are, has fought to get this right to vote.
That's
so
true.
that is one of the reasons why I always voted.
It's for them.
But this time,
It's a hard decision.
I'm not really. I'm not. I don't know where to go this time because there's so much crazy things happening in the world.
I know,
You
there
know.
is.
So
There's a lot.
that's where I'm at with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys, who you gotta vote for? Am I right? Am I wrong? I can take it. Now, let me put this the seriousness aside now. Now, this is a very, very sort of disturbing story. Now, the Brixton slasher has been given life sentence. Mohammed Nur attacked people in unprovoked attack. And he was sentenced on Thursday for 32 years in prison. He ran up behind this wonderful lady, Jonathan Dogie, and he stabbed her in the neck in South London. He also actually walked up to these two ladies as well, and he slashes their face, and also a man. And they say it was an unprovoked attack, so he's actually being given 32 years. I don't know if 32 years is enough. You know what I mean? When you see things like that going on, I recall hearing about him. You know what I mean? So many times ago, and the Brixton slasher. So they've actually finally put him away. Wow. And the other thing as well, he's admitted that he actually did it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You know, which is absolutely crazy.
That's a lot.
You can't believe why people would want to do things like that. You know?
No, unprovoked as well.
Yeah, unprovoked. They didn't do anything, and he did that. You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
I don't know, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Program's a little bit serious at the moment for the start of looking across things across the world. Now, Diane Abbott has said she has been blocked for standing as a Labour candidate at the general election on July the 4th. And this is like something that is absolutely like sort of very, very strange. Now, Diane Abbott was suspended in April of last year for comments she actually made. She actually apologized, and there was an investigation. There was an investigation that finished in December. However, even though the investigation had finished, the leader of the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer, said this month the investigation was still ongoing. And I must say, Diane Abbott has been the first woman, British Caribbean woman, that actually was the first that got into the House of Parliament, yes, and became an MP. And the other thing about Diana, but she's absolutely a fantastic lady. And then I don't know why she's having such a hard time. I know people are saying now, I heard people even on FB today on social media, people say, oh, she's a bit old now. Listen, the guy who's actually president of the United States, how old is he? The other guy who's trying to get to be president of the United States, how old is he? You know that guy, isn't he? What is his name? He's actually trying to be the president of the United States. So how old is he?
Old.
So we got all these old people running the world. I would have said Diana, but he's old. Can I say that? I'm saying it anyway. Right, I've said it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. So I hope things get sorted out with Diana, but you know what I mean. And I said Diana, but come from a generation where we had Bernie Grant, Paul Boateng, you know what I mean, who was like the first couple of descendants of Afro-Caribbean people, you know what I mean, who actually got into Parliament, you know what I mean. We don't see a lot of those people actually going in there now anymore. It's very few and far between.
Exactly.
And I don't know if we have missed that boat. You know what I mean?
Still time, I suppose. There's still time.
There's still time.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? To where it is now, if you look at the parties now, how many of us you can count, how many of us of this color you can count in these parties?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a guy called David Lammy. There's him, and I can't think of many others.
No.
Not many other popular ones.
Wow.
I know, politics. Some people say you shouldn't do politics, but it's the world, because it's the way of the world. You know what I mean? Sometimes
rule everything.
Yeah. Sometimes you try to avoid it, but you can't help it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now this is also another disturbing story. Now, and this happened around the 16th of May at Birmingham Crown Court. And I can't really get out of this, because a Nigerian pastor and his wife was sentenced for 34 years for raping some of his congregation members. He went down for 15 counts of rape and 7 counts of sexual assault. This include also children. And it was told in court that he was taking them, members of his church, for spiritual Barton.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a pastor.
that's a pastor, a spiritual Barton. and
Wow.
and some of his younger female members actually got pregnant multiple times, and they were taken to abortion clinics to get rid of the child, and then he went and breed them again. Let's he went and breed them
I
again.
don't understand how people can just
And this
do that.
this went on for 2 decades. 2 decades. Now my question is, there must have been other people in the church, because a church is supposed to be a very neat, tight community,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
There must be other people in the church who actually suspect this was
Of
going on
course.
or know this was going on,
course.
and nobody speak
Nobody
up.
said no. Mm-mm.
Can you get your head around that?
No,
You know what I mean?
at all,
And,
no.
and women with their children being assaulted as well. There must be somebody who, so parents as well should have known that this was going on. How come he got away with it for so long?
Why would they allow that? That's the thing.
No,
Like,
why would they
why
allow
would
that?
they allow that?
Because, well, this guy is using the Bible as a weapon. You know what I mean? For his whatever disgusting
Yeah,
habits. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He's probably using psychology as well, and he's a member of his church. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely sort of disgusting. And as I say, he's using all these little tricks on these people and getting away with it. And I looked at a couple of things, and some people have said this may be still going on somewhere now, not with the same guy, but probably in another section or
Possibly.
in another section of church.
Yeah.
This may be still going on somewhere.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think this will be the first, and I don't think this will be the last of this sort of thing we're hearing.
No.
And as I said, the thing that actually strikes me is the fact that nobody come up and says anything. For 2 decades, this guy was doing this, and nobody come and say anything.
Wow.
How could they be so, I got to say, brainwash or whatever? Or
I was thinking that.
who was protecting him?
I was thinking that because sometimes some like especially churches, places of worship, they trust whoever's.
Yeah, well, that's it,
you
Sonny.
know what I mean?
That's his
It's
trust.
a
And
trust thing.
well, this man is next to God, so we
Yeah.
can't question him.
Exactly.
Because he's the next one to God, isn't he?
Exactly.
That's how some people get brainwashed.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So we can't say nothing. We can't
No.
question him. We can't question what he's doing. You know. And as I say, I find it so sad that
That's how they get away with it.
that actually happens. You know what I mean? Absolutely
I
disgusting.
didn't hear about that one.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I say it happens early May. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago. But as I say, I thought I had to talk about it. You know what I mean? I had to talk about it because you can't believe in his congregation. There must be people in his congregation that knows
Must
that
be.
knows something or sees something.
Must be.
And nobody did anything about it. Absolutely disgusting. But him and his wife has been sentenced now. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. And please leave a comment in the box. What you were saying? What was you saying? Sorry.
No, I can't remember.
I know. Now, my next story is like a BBC anchorman and the man who actually presents Mastermind, Clive Myers. He opens about racist attacks or racist abuse that he actually has. He actually tells an audience of Hay Festival audience that how this man has threatened to do unthinkable things towards him. And it was after he broadcast a program in America and a documentary on gun crime. And then Clive Myers described himself as an Englishman. Clive Myers was actually born in Bolton to Windrush generation's parents from Jamaica. So he said that. So this far right extreme from Yorkshire man says, "You're not an Englishman. You're not an Englishman." This is what Clive was actually telling this story. And he threatened to do unthinkable things to Clive.
Wow.
And Clive said he was actually shocked. You know what I mean? And he was doing this for a while. He was literally stalking Clive for quite some time.
Wow.
And then after that, the man was arrested and prosecuted. When he was actually arrested and prosecuted, they actually find he had access to guns. And he was done for having illegal firearms. So
Wow.
you
Interesting.
don't know what is going on. You don't know what is going on sometime. You know what I mean? And I say it is such a serious time when you think about it. You remember we talked about earlier in this program. It is such a serious thing that actually goes on in the world. Now moving on, I'm still a very, very serious subject I want to talk about as well. Now, the actor Idris Elba, Luther, Now, Luther has actually said the cameras has been deliberately switched off from allies, heroes of color. And he says Hollywood has ignored the Allies' heroes of color and what they did in the war. And their contribution has been wiped out of history books. And he actually says he's actually doing a documentary which is called The Erased Heroes of Color of World War II. And he actually speaks of his grandfather, who is actually fought for the United States. And his grandfather was actually stationed at Burma. And after the conflict, his grandfather actually returned to Ghana. Yeah. So, and as I say, as I say, he's the stories of the guys, the soldiers, the soldiers of color. You know what I mean? Whether it be British, African, Caribbean, British, African American, or whether it be Asian, their story is being being damped down. Their story has been hidden. You know what I mean? And as I say, that's why he's actually doing the documentary of finding out heroes of color from World War II.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the thing that surprised me was that you would have thought their story would have been in books. He said their story has been wiped away in books of history.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of our history that we don't know about.
Yes. A lot. It's absolutely ridiculous. Right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, my next story is... Now, the footballer, Leon Bailey, the Jamaican, he actually got together with a couple of other people to put what we call a Labor Day on in Jamaica. And they actually did great work and actually do a lot of cleanup for one of the main hospitals there in Jamaica. And he's actually donated quite a few amounts of money to the wonderful hospital actually in Jamaica. And as I say, that's how that is. So we say a big shout out to him. And as you know, Leon Bailey actually plays for Aston Villa right here in England. While I'm talking about football, I must say big shout out to you too. You're a football fan?
I watch it. I don't support anyone, but I love watching the finals and things. Yeah.
And the one who wins the FA Cup, you know who wins the FA Cup Saturday?
No.
That's how we started, isn't it? Big shout out to Manchester United.
Oh, okay.
my producer there. This is my producer now. My producer is a big Manchester United fan. Did he hear him go? Did he hear him go? Did you hear that whistle then? Yeah, the Reds, isn't it? So you're not a football fan then?
No.
Well, was you ever a football fan? Did you ever support it?
I actually played football a lot in school.
You actually played football a lot?
And the boys, I was always playing with the boys, and they tried to get me into the team with the boys, and it wasn't allowed.
Well, why did you do it? Why did you?
They wasn't allowed.
Why was that? Why was that?
I don't know why. I mean, I was playing with them during dinner times and after school times and things, but then when they went out for tournaments, I was not allowed to join the team. No.
All right.
Well, I did athletics and things.
I'm a big football fan in general. You know what I mean? I used to support a very famous club that was up north. I used to support them.
Okay.
No, it's not Manchester. It's not Manchester United, not Manchester City. A bit further than that. It was Liverpool.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to like Liverpool.
Okay. What happened?
I don't know. Yeah. Why, some people would say, why are you living in the West Midlands and supporting Liverpool? Just like my producer, why are you living in the West Midlands and supporting Manchester United? You know what I mean? How far is it to Manchester United? It must cost him a bit of money when he wants to travel, doesn't it? Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, my next story, moving on. Wow. Stefflon Don has dropped 2 mixtapes in her career. However, believe it or not, she's about to drop her first album. Yes.
Okay.
And the album will come out in June. And it's actually called 54 Island. And it's a fusion of dancehall and Afrobeat, you know, which it should be kicking. I do like Stefflon Don, because Stefflon Don is what we call the Birmingham British Jamaican rapper.
Yeah.
That's how she described.
Yeah.
This we describe her. I think I actually came across Steph London many, many moons ago when she wasn't Steph London. I don't think she'd remember me now.
That long.
No, it wasn't that long, but I don't think, me not remember coming across him. No, I used to be at a shop, and we used to have a guy who actually does tailoring there. And this guy used to, all these ladies used to come there.
Okay.
And they used to have their, their clothes made and do
Right.
this when they're going out on the party and going under the dance hall
Okay,
thing.
okay.
So I think she used to come in there as well. So that's how I actually come across her,
Wow.
in her very, very early days.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my story about Steph London. She would have said, I would have bought him, I don't know him, make him go away. So, big shout out to you, Steph London. As I said, I do like Steph London. Now, moving on. The Caribbean Music Awards, Dexter Dub has actually leading the nominations award for 2024. He has actually been nominated for 8 nominees. Skinny Fabulous also has 6. Bounty Killer is in there. Patrice Roberts is in there. I do like Patrice Roberts, and quite a few other artists are actually in there. So that is actually coming up, which is actually good to see. And in fact, there's actually 40 categories to
40.
that. 40 categories to that whole award thing. So that should be interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
very.
going to look out for that, because there's probably best artist, best solo artist, best all kind of things. You know a little bit more than this, do.
There's all kinds now, isn't there?
Yeah,
Like in-betweens.
there's all kinds. Right, Vachella, sound engineer,
Yes.
producer,
Yes.
an agent, I've been told, a manager, I'm told. So let's rewind and come again. Let's just rewind before we come again. Where did it all started for you? How did it all started?
I think in church.
In church.
I've always been into music. Both my
Okay.
parents are musicians.
Okay,
Both sides of the family into music.
great.
Mostly my mom's side are in the industry itself.
All right.
So it's kind of, I'm not sure where or when it started as such, because it was always there. But yeah, in church, just hearing, I used to be on the children's choir,
Right.
and on the youth choir. And then I think when you hear different harmonies come together, my ears just went.
You're just lit up.
Yeah, it just went like that.
And how old you think you was then?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I think in the children's choir maybe 8,
8.
7, 8, I think.
Yeah.
And then we did a recording actually in the studio as well. That was on tape. And then in the youth choir, I think I was from 12, 13 up till I was about 15, I think, something like that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. It wasn't something that I wanted to
It was something you wanted to do.
I didn't want to sing. I don't like.
You don't like to sing. So you can, tell me you could sing.
No,
did you?
no,
Why didn't you tell me you could sing? I would have give you a microphone over there. My producer would have definitely do that.
No, I don't like to be on stage.
You don't like to
The
do-
most you'll see me on stage is when I'm setting up. When I'm setting up and packing down.
Yeah.
That's when I don't mind then, because no one's really paying attention to me.
Yeah.
So I love being in the background.
But what about school? How's school?
School, I played drums in school.
Okay.
I did music. However, our music GCSEs got cancelled.
Because what was that?
There was no plan B.
You play any other instruments?
Well, just the drums at the time, dabbling with keys. But it was, because I used to play like my dad's records, I was always like playing music really loud in the house.
Yeah.
And he had this stacked, I think he's still got it actually, the stacked stereo system, and then you could individually sort out the frequencies and things. I used to just randomly play with that. And then I could hear the difference in what they was doing, what type of frequencies does what. And then that's when I realised, I might have something there. I was really interested in it. But I play music all the time.
Where's your parents from?
Where my parents from? My dad's from Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay, yeah.
My mum's from London, UK.
Okay, marvellous.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
So, and both musicians.
And both musicians. Yeah.
Mum plays keys and guitar.
Does she play in church or?
She did. She did. Many years ago, she did.
Yeah, okay.
And then she was in like different groups, singing groups, and
Wow.
things like that. Yeah, travelled around.
Any groups you can mention?
There were one called Majestics.
Yeah, I've heard of Majestics.
Yeah, Handsworth.
Yeah, I've heard of
George
Majestics.
Street.
Yeah.
I can't remember the ones before then, before she moved here. Well, my dad, he plays bass.
Okay.
Played in church. I remember him playing in church during services and things like that. Also travelled around as a musician. So, yeah, like, it's in the DNA.
Great. And you enjoy it and you say you love it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a buzz. When things go wrong, I'm buzzing. It's really strange. It's like a massive high.
Yeah.
It's hard to come down off it.
Well, how did you start getting on these keys now and they are what we call
sort
of producing?
So in church, I used to watch them in the box, just sit there, and I realised what used to, like, when we go shopping, you see magazines. There were like different magazines that I used to pick up and have a look. Say, oh, is that a natural thing? You know, didn't think of it as a career as such, but I was really interested in how it works. How do you make music? You know, yeah, we got instruments, but how do you actually record it?
How do you record it?
Yeah,
which is interesting, which is very, very fascinating.
Exactly. At the time, I was probably like 7, 8. I didn't know about software and different things. I think it was when I was about 10, 11, when I went to secondary school. And we were one of the first schools to have an Apple Mac.
Wow.
We were one of the first to have a Mac.
Apple Mac, yeah.
And it was those little box square ones when you have to put the disc in there. Show my age. But that was exciting. And that's when I realised, oh, this is how you can make music. I can't remember what the software we had on there at the time. But yeah, and then during church services and things, one of the pastors would actually... he'll be on the stage and he'll just look at me and point. Take him off and you go on, like literally like that.
It was like that?
Yeah, it was like that all the time. And I was like, no, I'm not going, well, I'm like, no, let him do it. No, get on there. So I had to probably 13, 14 years old. Yeah. Little me just going over, excuse me. I've been told I need to do this. Yeah. And that's, just literally being thrown in the deep end and that's what you want to do. Well, I think when I was about 11, I told my mum I wanted to be an engineer without realising what it meant. Yeah. I didn't know what it meant at that time. But all I knew is that I wanted to do what all these guys were doing.
Tell us what it meant then now, if you don't
what
mind.
It means now.
Yeah, what is it? No, what it meant. How do you feel about it? Or what is a sound engineer? I mean, we all can imagine that. You know what I mean? What is a sound engineer?
The sound engineer is that person that makes you sound good.
I know that. You remember I said you was the star for all these big listen.
No, but you have to. The thing is, what people don't understand sometimes is that you have to do what you've got to sound good on the stage first before we're just enhancing. Yes. We're amplifying what you're already doing. Yes. Yes, we can do all these fancy, effects and things like that, but we're basically amplifying you on stage. Right.
And how do you feel that? How do you feel about that?
I love it. Yeah. I've come across some hard people. Even recently, having to test my patience.
Well, what can you imagine? Sending your mother in the first time, then away from say moving on. Send you're in your teens or your late teens are going up into, because I know you're only 20. I know you're only 25.
No. Are we gonna go there again?
No, we're not gonna go there. Take it as I says it. All right. So I know. So you're in your late teens. Yeah. And what is the first big challenge of doing in mixing a band or even producing? Say, let's talk about producing first.
So,
or producing someone.
I didn't really produce anyone until I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
But when we used to go out in the parks and do church tent meetings and things like that, and go to different churches, you just travel around different churches with my family. And it was then when I was doing, not by myself, but helping. Yeah. So I didn't really touch the knobs as such while people were there. It was only when the odd time when people was like, I think you should go over there, just take them off and do it yourself. because it wasn't great. When the sound's not good, even now, I'm very frustrated.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not much. I mean, things have changed now, but at the same time, it depends, I suppose, which venue you're in and things like that. Always.
So, you know, musicians can get to a stage where they got perfect pitch.
Yeah.
So let me ask you then, for a sound engineer, where does it get to have like perfect pitch as a sound engineer?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I have perfect pitch.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
But for me, I just hear things. Sometimes I couldn't tell you what frequency as in numbers because I'm kind of like dyslexic with numbers. Can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
But when I hear things, I'm like, oh, that needs to change. Or sometimes people's like, they can't hear.
They can't hear it.
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
is it me then? I used to question myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, actually, no, it is there. So when I said, no, I tell you what, dip down here. Because I can tell you on the screen. It's like, dip down here, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, how are you hearing that? I can hear lights and different things as well. Sometimes it can be annoying. It's a blessing and a curse.
And what about producing music?
Producing music, I use Logic.
Yeah.
I've used other ones like FL Studio and other ones, and I don't get on with any of those. I don't like them. I really don't like them. But yeah, Logic's been the one that I've stuck with.
Yeah.
I've been using that for quite a long time now. I think it was in my 20s when I first started using it. I can't remember which Logic that was. But yeah, I started just dabbling and creating my own, because I make music for myself.
Yeah.
But then I started putting myself out there, so like on SoundCloud and different websites. I've got some music on there still, actually. And that's where people found me.
Okay.
And asked me if I can create something for them or mix something for them.
Great.
Which I did. People in America. I've done a couple in India.
Great.
As well. I'm not sure how they found me, but they found me.
Wow.
It was mostly abroad, actually, to be honest.
Very, very talented.
It was mostly abroad.
Very talented.
And I'll get a few last minute ones where they literally need it the next day. I've done those.
I know, that's pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But because I love it, and I just do what needs to be done, and they enjoy it, like it. I've not had anyone come back to me and said they've not liked it. Yeah. Which is great.
Okay. I see you work with artists such as Third World. Tell me a little about that.
Oh my gosh, Third World, they're amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm still in touch with them now, even now, like now and then, just message. I keep in touch with most of the artists who I have worked with, which is great. Some are great friends, some have become close family. But yeah, it was through Simmer Down.
Yes.
And I remember I went to the rehearsal. It was the first day I went to the rehearsal, and a couple I saw, and as I pulled up, a few of them that were outside, and it's like, oh, this must be them. I heard their music before, but never seen their faces before. So, introduced myself. They said, oh, yeah, come in, we'll chill. So we did the rehearsals and things like that, and in came Simmer Down. It was just amazing. I was the artist liaison and stage manager at the time for them. Was that
2022?
That was 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
I know we was at that. Cool. We was at that.
Yeah, I remember seeing you.
You remember seeing me?
Interviewing everybody.
Yeah,
I remember.
We was there. We was there interviewing all the artists there.
Yeah,
we were backstage.
Yeah.
And we interviewed Third Row. We interviewed so many people. In fact, we interviewed everybody who was at stage at that night. Yeah. It was a great occasion.
It was, and the nice thing is, it didn't rain. It was hot.
No, it was hot
the whole day.
Because it was just. I mean, I think there was one 2020 because we had 2020, which was no Simmer Down. And then we had COVID, didn't it?
Yeah, and we did everything online then.
Yeah, that's right. And then we had 2021. I think it actually started back in 2021.
Yeah,
because I think I actually did. We was there in 2021, and we did Aswad.
Yeah. That's right.
We did. Aswad was there,
right.
And a whole of other artists was there. I first met Amlak there as well in 2021.
Yeah, okay.
And so we did 2021 and Dummy Zeb. Dummy Zeb was there with us one
Yes.
at that particular period of time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And yeah,
Oh, that's special.
That was special. That was 2020.
It was
and
special.
that is we still got that is still on YouTube.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember when on their closing song, I can't remember what song it was, or the second to last closing song. Us as staff,
and you was the
went on
engineer
stage,
for all that.
We was on stage like dancing with them and everything. It was so cool, really cool. But yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love being with the artists. I love being backstage. Stage management. It's like just organising everybody, getting it together.
Yeah.
And they remember you as well, which is great.
Which is great.
Yeah, they do. Whenever, anything else, or we're at another gig and I just say hi, they actually do remember you.
Marvellous.
And they remember my name, which is strange considering a lot of people can't say my name.
So there's a song like that, isn't it? I think there's a song like that. Yeah, there's definitely a song like that.
Yeah, just call me V.
What about you work with Harry Sanders as well?
That was so cool.
Harry Sanders.
That was, I think, not last year. That was 2022 again, I think.
Yeah. Where was this?
That was at the Mac. That was at the Simmer Down launch.
Simmer Down launch at the Mac, yeah.
At the Mac. That was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good, and kept keeping in touch with a couple of the musicians. I know Buttons as well. Anyway, from the brass player, knew him anyway. But yeah, playing with and Drumpton was there. I got introduced with him, and it was nice. It was good. Good people.
What is he like?
Really friendly, he thanked me at the end as well for, getting things sorted and organised because things wasn't going too well in soundcheck. let's just put it there.
Yeah.
Things weren't going so well, and I helped sort it all out, got it together. And it was like, thank you very much, it's like, we could do with you on the road. So, well, you know where I am, you got my details, hit me up.
Great.
So yeah, it's just to know that they know I'm around, that I'm there.
That's good.
And then all they need to do is make a phone call if I'm needed.
Yeah, but how's it for you? How's it for you? Do you ever sort of, Harry Sanders coming in and he wants me to do this?
No.
Do you ever get nervous, or how does it work?
I don't, and I don't get starstruck or anything like that. I've been around celebrities before. Yeah. So I sang when I was, I think, 14 or 15. I was in a choir. I can't remember what it was about, but sang in a choir. I think it was at Symphony Hall. I think it is. And who was there? Desmond Tutu was there. And some other people were there. So I've met the Queen once. I've actually met the Queen. It was like,
what was she like?
She was alright. She was friendly.
Was she?
Yeah, she was friendly. And who else have I been around? I can't remember now. Mine's gone blank. But I've been around celebrities and all that anyway. But I don't get starstruck. They're just people.
I don't. Yeah, I know. Exactly. I understand.
They're just people.
But like, say you're there and you say, oh, I've got to do this now. Oh, my fingers. Does your finger ever get frozen?
No. I go into like a zone. I don't know. I just automatically do. I don't know that I'm in that zone. I'm just there doing what I need to do. Getting people organised. Like, let's do this, let's do that. If anything's gone wrong, okay, what's gone wrong? What do we need to do about it?
Okay, that's proper management, isn't it?
I just keep going.
That's proper talent with proper management, isn't it?
It just comes naturally.
Proper sorting out. Yeah, because you said there's a line that I saw you say. Is it what, gifted, not talented? Or is it? I saw that on your profile.
Yeah,
is that gifted, not talented?
Yeah. So my mom said that to me when I was younger, and that stuck. She says to me, Vash, you do know you're gifted, not talented.
Explain that to me.
So basically, because talent is learned.
Talent is learned.
Gifts are given. So if you've already got something that you're good at, because I wasn't taught to engineer, I wasn't encouraged to go in the industry or anything like that at all. I was just in there. I just did it. Marvelous. No one told me how to mix.
Marvelous.
No one told me how to listen out for certain things.
That's the gift.
So my mum always said that I'm gifted, not talented. So that's where that's from.
I love that. I saw that and I thought, this is great. I gotta get you to explain this for me.
Yeah, she. I was very young when she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
I do.
What about working with artists such as Maxi Priest?
Oh, Maxi's amazing. We get on so well. Like
Yeah.
I definitely will work with him again. That was at Simmer Down because it got cancelled in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think it was the October. I think it was September, October last year when that happened up at Lunar Springs.
Okay.
In Digbeth.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely amazing. Good guy, funny. We got on very well. Yeah, he's just a chilled, but just chilled.
Marvelous,
Yeah,
marvelous.
just chilled.
Yeah.
I just find it a lot of fun. I don't find it's not work to me.
It's not work. You just enjoy yourself.
Just enjoying it. I mean? Just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been told you're one of the best in the business as a female.
I know. That's what.
No. That's the next question. That's the next question. How do you find it in your world as a female? Because there can't be. I don't know. There can't be a lot of you guys, is there?
I don't know any.
I mean, we know. We even see. I can go back. I can rewind where we see like a couple of. I think there's a DJ called Sonic.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, she was into that sort of thing. But I got to tell you, you're the first I've actually come across as well. so how do you actually find it in like a male dominated environment?
I love it.
Yeah.
It would be great to have some company.
Yes.
You know, I don't know any female engineers.
Yeah.
At all.
I haven't come across any myself. No, that's what I thought.
No. Not to say that they're not out there. I just don't know any.
Yeah.
Maybe in like Europe, Europe, there's a lot of female producers and engineers over there, monitor engineers. There's a lot over there, but over here, I don't know any at all. But it is men orientated. You know, music industry is all males.
Yeah.
But they love the fact that there's a female engineer. They love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. Yeah. It's like, oh, what you doing? How you doing it? And this, you know, you can teach me something. It's like,
absolutely great.
Absolutely great. I love it. I looked up to, you know, quite a few people, like Quincy Jones.
Wow, Quincy Jones is just a hive of everybody. He's always been my hero, Quincy Jones.
Always.
And I think about Quincy Jones is he comes from such a musical background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he's amazing.
The things he did with the film soundtrack.
Yeah. And he's still going.
And as an artist, you know what I mean? He's in the late 80s now, you know what I mean?
I think he's gone into his 90s now.
Yeah. And working with people like Frank Sinatra and all those guys in the early days.
Yeah.
And then before he came back to he worked with Ray Charles, because him and Ray Charles was very, very good friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
he was going north, and Ray Charles was going to Mississippi. You know what I mean? At the time, I've done my research. So so they had a little break.
Wow.
Because, as I said, Quincy Jones was going up north and Ray Charles was going to Mississippi when they was very, very young. Plays saxophone in those early days before he becomes a musical director. Plays saxophone, which is absolutely marvelous. Great guy.
Amazing.
Long before the tracks like the Michael Jackson and the things that he did before the Michael Jackson thing. I mean, great guy, great producer. So you listen to a lot of his work.
I do, and there's like I listen to a massive variety of music.
Yeah.
Like I listen rock, metal.
Everything.
The only thing I'm not so sure about is probably people kick me about it with jazz and blues. I'm like,
I love the whole lot. Jazz, blues. I love because you know music start with the blues.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm sorry. If you don't music start with the blues.
It's not my go-to.
Yeah, and if you're playing an instrument, if you're playing guitar, the first thing you want to do is start with the blues. You have to start with the blues. You know what I mean? And then now jazz is a little bit more complicated. What they do with jazz, they do a lot of improvising. You know what I mean? So all the sort of minor, the major, they turn them into majors and dominant sevens and minor seven flat fifth and all that sort of thing. So but it's once you start understanding the whole concept of jazz, it's like that as well. So I still love my jazz, and I will always love my jazz. But I'm a very, very big blues fan.
Okay.
Then we come into like the whole different genres coming up. You know what I mean? You know, and as I say, if you're playing an instrument. where you want to go to is the jazz stage to be very very really
true.
good. That's where that's the
That's
level.
true, yeah.
Are you head for the jazz stage or classical?
Yeah.
So that's the level
Yeah.
you want to get
Yeah.
through. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah,
I got friends in that genre as well. They do kind of everything, but I'm starting to get used to jazz.
Yeah.
Because of where I work now.
I don't know what it's like how to be for mixing jazz either. I don't know how that would be, I don't know how that would work out.
It's someone asked me that
but
the
sound
other
is
day.
sound is sound, isn't
Sound
it?
is sound.
Yeah.
I someone asked me literally this week, said like, how do you mix sound?
Yeah.
For me, it depends on the venue. Depends on where you are. I don't plan how to
And the acoustics.
do it. So if I go into a room while I'm setting up, I can hear what's going on, the acoustics of the room, everything bouncing around, and okay, cool. Do sound check, and I just mix to what I can hear.
Yeah.
I just mix to what I hear. So, like, for example, where I work now, I work in Lichfield.
Okay.
It's a converted church, so it's an open church. All the windows, original stained glass windows are there. The organ's there. We're on the upper floor, so you've got the drop of the balcony at the back. Everything's all open. It's an open room. And a lot of people in the gigs that I do there have asked, how did you do that? It's like, I don't know. I just do. I mix to the room.
Yeah, because you can get some building that the acoustics is very very bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've got to work your way around it.
I mean, many years ago, I went to see this group in Warsaw. They was very very big. And they was still popular, but they wasn't that popular at the time.
Okay.
And there was playing at a place in Warsaw.
Okay.
And the acoustic in there was absolutely terrible. and I actually knew some of the members of that band, and they was even saying to me, there was a well-known band, very very big band, one of the first in their kind in this country.
Wow.
And they was actually saying how bad the acoustic was in the room. You know what I mean? That was called the real thing.
I've seen them.
They're the real thing.
Yeah,
There was actually
them.
they actually was saying how bad the acoustic was in this room. And that was and you could have heard it. You know what I mean? And even when we went and talk and said, bloody hell, how bad the acoustic was in this one. So how do you deal with something like that?
You just work with it. You got to keep in communication with the band.
Yeah.
Let them know what you're trying to do as well. And because some bands have all their amps and everything on the stage
and it's
as well.
big and echoey.
And and if they have monitors, you don't actually have to have your amp so loud. So big, you just turn it down a little, and then I can have more room to work it for them. It's just communication. I think if you communicate with the band, let them know what you're trying to do, then they're fine.
Okay.
They're good. Yeah.
Great. We talk. We talk, and you send me something. Where's next? What's next for you? Where are you going next? Because I know you were supposed to be coming from ages here because you was studying. So where next? Where's next for you?
So now, without giving too much away, I've got a website coming out. I've got my music on there. I've got merch. I've got merch on.
You got what?
I've got my merch here. VRAD Musicals is my tag. My producer tag.
Shout it out again.
VRAD Musicals.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram on there. So I've got my website is coming out. Got music on there, merchandise on there, and I'm hoping to help promote other artists on there as well. That's soon coming. I have a label that I've been trying to since I was a teenager, coming out, and that's where I wanna, because I promote.
Okay.
I love promoting any event, to be honest, artists, music events.
Promote.
And what I'm going to do with my label is do promotions with that. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
What are you going to call it as a secret?
Yeah, it's a secret.
You don't have to tell me. I know it would be somehow. I just knew it would be. Because I knew it would be somehow.
Not giving people any ideas.
I know, because somebody running with your ideas, not there. There's always somebody out there who wants to run with your ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's there. Some people know about it. Some people don't. It's there, but it's not there. So yeah, I've got a lot of ideas and things for that.
How long you been working into setting up this label? You say.
Since I was a teenager, I used to speak to my uncle about it, all my different things I want to do, how I want to help artists, and all that does include like promotions, stage management, finding musicians. If a band needs musicians, I find them for them.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that. So, and even eventually doing, hiring out backline for,
Great.
for bands. So
Great.
it's gonna, hopefully
What
be
about
big.
what about teaching?
No.
So that's my mixing career. I've gone up the wall and it.
I used to teach. Well, I say teach. I used to work with children with special needs and mainstream between 0 and 7.
Yeah.
I did that for a very long time, and I'm burnt out.
So what if somebody said to you like myself, "Hey, can you help me improve my logic skills?"
Yeah, I would do like 1-on-1 maybe. I
Okay.
would do it one-on-one, but not as like in a classroom
Okay.
or things like that. People have asked me
Yeah.
before to do it, and it's not something that I'm feeling
You're not
want
feeling
to do.
it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
That's great.
I just want to get
Yeah.
everything else done.
It's a lot of time, isn't it? It takes a lot of time out.
But I find it hard to explain things. I can do stuff, I can do sound, and it's fine while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Trying to explain to someone how you're doing it and why you're doing it, and think that's where I find difficult.
Yeah. So I saw you sort of know more than what you can explain. Is that how it works?
Yeah. And I surprise myself sometimes. Sometimes I don't actually realize how much I know. Something's happening and I'm doing it, and I'm like, how did I know to do that?
It works as well. It works if you're a musician. It works a strange way as well, because I know a lot more musically than I can actually play on a guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot. I've got a lot of stuff up here that I actually know and I can point to.
Yeah.
But actually playing how I want it, not playing it, you know what I mean? And so that I totally understand that. Understand that.
It is.
Yeah. Where can we find you? Where can we find you? Where can we find you again?
I'm on Facebook, Vachella Rodney. That's
Rodney.
the only personal page I have.
Yeah.
My other page is VRod Musicals on Facebook and Instagram.
And you were saying you got some music out?
I've got music out on different platforms. They're all instrumentals. If any artist wants to, jump on those, they can.
If they want to jump on those.
It's just out there.
What do? You download it?
People can download it or buy it. Help me out. Help me out.
Well, plug where you wanted to buy it from.
Well, from iTunes. But when on my website, once that's launched, you can download and purchase and use to your, whatever you want to do.
Great.
Yeah.
Great having you. The time is running. The time is running out. We still got a bit more time, so I'll give you that. I'll give you an opportunity to big up anybody you wants to big up. Or
anyone that knows me.
don't say that.
People.
That's too easy.
Everybody that knows me. Okay, so family, friends. Big up Amlak. Very good support from him.
Great.
Yaz Alexander.
Yaz.
Very good
Yaz, I know Yaz very well as well, yeah.
Since I've mentioned Simmer Down, so I must big up Alex.
Okay.
Mukhtar as well. He's not with Simmer Down now, but Mukhtar's been a big thing for me as well in there as well. He's encouraged me, and all the artists.
Yeah. Gigs coming up. What you got? Any gigs coming up? What you got?
Gigs coming up. Nothing from me as such. Yes, there is. October in Lichfield. It's not promoted yet. The promotion starts end of June, July. So that will be out. So October 24th in Lichfield, where I work at the Hub, St Mary's. I'm doing a soul R&B event. It'll be my very first event, which I'm very excited about.
Great.
3 artists on there, full band.
Marvellous.
And then there'll be more coming after that for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to us, Sierra. You enjoy yourself?
I did. Not so nervous now.
I told you it was going to be so nervous. It's nice and easy and right, isn't it?
Yeah.
We try to make it that way. And because I laugh a lot, it helps.
Yeah, it helps. It's all right. It's nice and chill.
Right there, guys. Let me say thank you to Vachella.
Thank you.
Let's do the hands. Yeah. Let me say thank you for coming into us. It's been great having you here. Marvelous. There you have it, guys. Another What's on Your Mind has finished with yours truly, Car with a C. Tomorrow, drive time show from 3 to 6. I become Car with a C. And let me say thank you. I want to say thanks to my producer. And don't forget, next week, we have Ken McLean. Ken McLean is producing a play called Rush. A joyful Jamaican journey. Yes, He'll be here. We'll be talking about that. And also, the following week, we have an artist from the Cool Notes, Heather Haywood, and also Sugar Rainbow. Heather Haywood was with the Cool Notes, or with the Cool Notes, and she has her own solo career. And also Sugar Rainbow, they'll be here talking to us. We got more guests coming up. Keep it locked to Breakthrough TV. I am Carl. Let me say thanks to my wonderful guest once again. Thank you for having here.
Thank you.
Producer, thank you, sir. We're out. God bless you. Look after yourself, producer.